So I've got a couple of songs I do want to talk to you about as well. That kind of well, one's a favorite of mine. The other is your current single, which we'll talk about later. But my favorite song of yours is "Less Lonesome." I would love to hear the story behind this song if you could tell it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So Less Lonesome, that's one of my favorite songs too. I'm really glad you like that one. That means a lot. But so my brother passed away 6 years ago now. But at the time, I don't know. I mean, like he passed away when I was 17 and I was 19. He was my best friend. And, that was really my outlet into songwriting because I was younger and I had been playing guitar, so I started writing a lot about that. But it took me a long time to express how I was feeling the way I wanted to express it. Like it took me a long time to find the words. But the Fort Worth Music Fest 3 years ago, the first one, they had a conference and Radney Foster hosted one about co-writing.
Mm-hmm.
And he said something, he was like, man, if you're ever stuck when you're, writing or you're in like a writer's block, put your guitar into DADGAD. And I could never figure out how to really play in DADGAD, that different tuning. So I kind of did like a cheater version where I tune the low E and the high E both to D, and I just leave the middle in regular tuning. But anyways, so I was really hungover Sunday, the last day of the festival, I was feeling really sorry for myself. It was my brother's birthday, and at this point it had been 3 years since he passed away. And I was just feeling really sad. And I started writing that song, and it almost like poured out of me in a way, and I, polished it up and tweaked it 2 weeks after that in Arkansas with I was staying with Brian Martin and Nick Brumley, and they went over watching like a basketball game or something, and I finished that song. But yeah, it meant a lot to me. That's the first time I've ever like broke down crying, writing a song, and it felt good like getting that emotion out. It felt like I actually said what I wanted to say about how I was feeling, you know? So,
Well, it's one thing.
thanks. I'm glad you liked
Yeah,
that.
it's one thing to write that song though, right? And a lot of those songs that are super vulnerable end up being kind of your private stash, right? Like those songs don't see the light of day a lot of times. So, like, what was the motivation for you to release the song, knowing how powerfully emotional it was to you personally? You know what I mean?
But you know what? I do know what you mean. That song was kind of burning a hole in my pocket though, you know? So I wrote the song in March, and September 30th is the anniversary of whenever he passed away. So I really wanted to have it released by September 30th and just do that for myself. I wanted to release it on the day, and it didn't work out that way, but we released it like 2 months after. But no, I was ready to get that one out there because it meant a lot to me, and I felt like it was the best song that I had written at the time. So I was ready
It's
to
a
get it.
great song. It's the perfect example of a song that kind of says something that artists have said a million times, but in a different way, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and that's what I love about it, man. It reaches a spot. It almost scratches that itch, right, of grief. Um,
Oh, thanks, man.
yeah,
I really appreciate you saying that.
yeah. I thank you for writing the song. It's a great tune, and again, man, just saying some the same thing in a different way. Just it's brilliant in my opinion. And but yeah,
Thank you.